Welcome to the Massenomics Gym.
Here we are. Before you go anywhere at Massenomics Gym, you got to stop in this little corner of the gym. This is where we've got our lockers.
The lockers are a first come, first serve. You got to be around a long time to get one of these things, and when you do, you don't let it go. So yeah, you get set up here. We've had a few members build the knee sleeve rack, keep the stank down a little bit. That's been pretty nice. You get let them air out and everything.
Keyword is a little bit.
Yeah, little bit. You know, we're talking knee sleeves. There's no real fix there.
We've got the TV on the wall that runs 24/7. We've got a few different movies that we play. We play West Side versus the World, Born Strong, and what's on right now? Power Unlimited. Yeah. So
you know, usually we have a monthly feature. It runs for a month straight and does not turn off. And then at that point, once everyone has the movie memorized, we switch to the next one.
And then I guess once you're done in this area, you can move on to some of the actual lifting, unless you need a bathroom break. We do have a full service bathroom.
Bathroom's always there and waiting, but we don't need to see the dirty details there. Right. First up, we have the stones. And Tanner, the stones go from 70 to 330?
70 to 330. 330 is our manhood stone. If you can lift that to the tallest platform up there, about 60 inches, guess that means you're a man, which doesn't include very many of us here.
No, it's a small group for sure.
Yeah.
Moving along, we have the cardio corner over here. This is one section of the gym that doesn't get a whole lot of love. You know, we have the Rogue Echo Bike, which is a fantastic piece of equipment, and it is for sure the most used out of the group here. But outside of that one, the Schwinn fan bike, the elliptical, that has a pretty good layer of dust on it.
Yeah, the elliptical probably, I'm not positive if I've ever seen someone use that before. Maybe they have, but we picked that, we scored that for free somewhere. We do have the treadmill too, which can come in handy, like we were talking about. What is today, like
negative 10, 20 degrees. Yeah, so if you need to walk a little bit, you're not doing that outside. You could do it here, but yeah, that's not getting a whole lot of love.
We've got the little spin class bike. We do hold a one-person spin class weekly. Rates may vary.
Next up, we have just a few basic pieces of equipment, leg extension, leg curls, seated calf raise.
Yeah, the seated calf raise is a hammer strength piece of equipment, which we've got a couple different hammer strength pieces plate loaded, and those are always really cool. These selectorized ones are okay, but I kind of covet the plate loaded hammer strength versions.
And like anything hammer strength, it is bomb proof. Like it's over engineered, it's solid, so it is a really good piece of equipment.
Yes. What are we moving to next?
Let's check out this bad boy.
All right.
So this is the belt squat, and I'd like to think we got on the belt squat craze a little bit before it was big, right?
We were on the belt squat craze so fast that they weren't necessarily easily purchased by major manufacturers.
Yeah, it was before Rogue, Rep, like all these companies were like putting out a belt squat of some kind.
That's right. So we had actually one of our members, Thick Nick, he goes by here. He's an engineer, which came in very handy for this project. Him and another member there do some welding. They got together and built this belt squat for us, and it gets utilized a lot.
Yeah, so this is custom, homemade. It was welded by a welder right here locally in town, wasn't it?
Right, and the custom wood.
Yeah, and the custom wood Massenomics Gym platform. Yes. So yeah, this really is a special piece, and it works great. Like it hits your legs hard. Yeah.
To make one note over here is a Cybex chest press machine plate loaded. It's says Snap Fitness, but we still let it pass.
Used, new, homemade, we do it all here at the gym. We have the lat pull down machine, nothing too crazy there, pretty standard issue. I think this one's seen some.
Yeah, this is also bomb proof. I think this came out of college someday. This is one of the pieces in here with this plate stack that I hope to never have to move again.
Yeah, that's not a fun one to move. Also, speaking of homemade stuff, we have the homemade reverse hyper. This was another one that before, you know, you can get a lot more of these now. There's a lot more options with reverse hypers, but when this one was made, that necessarily wasn't the case, or you were paying major fees to get these things.
Right, this was another one that was homemade, and this goes like 5 years back, and you just couldn't get it now, like you can now, at the prices you can now. You know, Rogue and some of those other companies are putting out very affordable options. So this was really a big deal for us at the time, and really turned out to be a well-made, homemade piece of equipment that also gets utilized quite a bit.
Plus it has the customizable foam, so you can adjust the comfort to your level.
Yes, to make it pinch your stomach slightly less, depending on how much pain you can tolerate.
Yep. Glute ham raise machine, 45-degree back, all pretty standard stuff.
This is a Cybex leg press, hip sled. I did particularly look for this version of the hip sled. I always liked this.
Because a lot of people don't realize that everyone has a little bit of a different angle built in, and it does hit your legs differently.
Right, it really does. So I was on the lookout for this one, and it popped up and snatched it up, and this was prior to equipment prices used and new being insane. So sure, we got a good deal on it at the time, but that is a cool piece. I like that one.
And of course, you got the 100-pound plates. The 100-pound plates. Yeah. If there's a spot for 100-pound plates, it is a leg press.
Yeah, they pretty much live, those 100-pound Hampton plates pretty much live on the leg press for sure.
Yep.
Then speaking of hammer strength, this is the ISO row. So this is a plate-loaded piece of equipment. This is really a good piece of equipment too. I strongly recommend this one. If you ever have an option of picking one of these up, I love this. There's not much that hits your back quite like this one does.
Yeah, and with the different handles, it is surprising how just giving yourself the different options of grip does really hit those different spots in your back.
For sure. We're gonna check out the dumbbell rack?
Yeah, the dumbbell zone. So we have, what do we go, from 2.5s, 5s, all the way up to
150.
150. And at 150, you know, you don't see that. First of all, every home gym, most home gyms don't have a full dumbbell set.
Right.
And then the places that do have dumbbells, 150 isn't something you see very often, especially in these pro styles too.
That's a good point. Our sets are a little mixed and matched. We have a little bit of a variety, but a majority of it is the pro style dumbbells, which I really like. They have a cool old school aesthetic to them. And yeah, go up to the 150s. The 150s don't get used a ton, but they do occasionally get busted out for some rows or if someone wants to show off and do some pressing with them.
Yeah, and then we got a number of benches in here, whether you want to be flat, incline, curl.
Yeah, these have all been mostly picked up used. Other things of note, we do have a few kettlebells over here on this side, and then one set of the Donnie Thompson fat bells. Those are 35s. Actually, I want to get more of those. Those have just been limited stock as of right now.
Yeah. Grip exercises, you know, you got to have the grip. You got to have grip training. We do have some blobs down there, but then also we have not quite the full, but a pretty good set of Captains of Crush and Grip Genie from our friends.
Yeah, I think we have the full Grip Genie set.
Grip Genie set, okay.
Right.
Yeah, from our friends Juji and Tom over there with the Grip Genie crew. Then when it comes to this contraption, Tanner.
Yeah. This thing, this old thing. This is our cable crossover machine, I guess is what you would call it. What brand is this? This is Lifestyle Fitness, I think.
Is this out of a Snap too?
I think that this did come from a Snap. I think it maybe came from the same at the same time. And really a really nice cable crossover. I've seen some of these that are kind of chintzy before, and this one's not.
Yeah, this has been one of the first pieces we've had in this gym, and
yeah.
I mean it's been through the ringer, and it's holding up just fine. So yeah,
right.
We can.
And along with this, with the cable machine, we've got all the attachments over on this wall. We probably don't need to get into that.
Yeah, probably not. But yeah, every attachment from straight bar, curl bar, ropes. I mean, it's all there, and then getting it off the floor too is always nice for any gym. Just keep things clean and tidy. Right.
Some other grip stuff there too, and then we've also got blobs. I forgot about the blobs. They're below the dumbbells over there. They're old York blobs. If anyone doesn't know what a York blob is, it's one single side of an old York round dumbbell set, and it's a grip training tool, and they are extremely difficult.
Yeah, they're not easy. Having big hands is a huge advantage for those things, no doubt. All right, should we go into the back room?
Let's do it.
All right. This is where the magic happens.
This is where all the magic happens. It's just like the sign above the door says on this half of the gym that you have to abandon all hope when you enter here. But not because we're that hardcore, mostly just because this is such a hopeless pursuit that we're involved in.
It is, and we recognize that and keep it real with that. But this is the back room of the gym, and this has been here about 1.5 years, 2 years. That last part we were just in, that was the initial Massenomics Gym 2.0. This is the addition, and it opened up a ton of room for us, gave us a lot more options for
things really changed once we got to this second half of the gym. You know, that everything that you see here or what we had at the time was condensed into that first portion at one point in time. Mm-hmm. This really allowed us to open up and take advantage of some new pieces of equipment that we weren't able to have before.
Yeah, and so I guess if we start right away, one thing, a lot of people are surprised, if you're over the age of 30, you are probably taking a trip down memory lane, and if you're under the age of 30, you might not even know. We have an extensive collection of iPod touches, the iPod video. I don't even remember what the one with the wheel is called. Do you remember what that's called?
I don't know, but we've got it.
Like these things, these aren't around. These aren't around anymore. These, you don't get these anymore. So we have a lot of music on these things. Everyone likes seeing those.
Also a good variety in this in this library.
You know, like most people, like nowadays, you just load up all the music onto one iPod. Well, I don't know if we can do that, so we just have to split it over 6 iPods. So you just pick the one that has the songs you like on it.
Just the perfect Disturbed song.
Yeah,
the perfect AC/DC song.
Yeah, the right live AC/DC. You just go to the right iPod for that. Up here, we do have something. This is really cool. This is a custom sign made by Chris Hale, sign painter out of Alabama, right?
Yeah, we've got a couple of them. This is the Massenomics Gym sign right here, and over on the other wall here, we've got the Gym Rules, which is very cool. Like you said, custom made by him. Look him up if you ever want any of this like pinstripe style custom painting
just
sign.
Vintage,
Does a lot of like tattoo artist signs. Very cool.
Moving
Belt
along.
wall.
Yeah, belt wall. You know, it's the nice thing about coming in here is you almost don't even need to own a belt because there is, we have all types of Pioneer, Inzer, I think there's some Mark Bell belt in there. Like pretty much every belt you need, lever, prong, it's all there ready to go for you.
Bands, nothing too exciting there.
All the bands.
Probably our PR wall, chalkboard, PR chalkboard, PR wall is worth noting. Our policy, people do this differently in different gyms. We have a pretty open policy. Whether you want to put your numbers from a competition up here, whether you want to put your numbers from the gym up here, we're not really concerned about that. And also we don't look at it as like a super strict competition like me versus you in here.
Yeah, some guys even just do like their sets, like, all right, they're in the middle of a training block and they put a PR set up there. It almost turns into just like a mini training log for some people. So that's how you see it covered, like it's been erased out 1,000 times because people are always going in and changing things. The board initially started significantly smaller, so now if you're on the top of the board, it is a bit of a chore getting up there and changing that out. But
Tommy's up there third from the top, and I'm one above him. So we actually, this board has gotten so big, we need step stools now in order to change our numbers up there.
Yeah, but it is cool seeing like the growth of the members and like checking on here. And I mean, you know, when some guys are in a deep like prepping for a meet, they're going to put some crazy numbers up here. So it's always cool being able to check in and see that.
And mostly I do think it's a lot of fun. You know, people use it. It's a good progress marker, and mostly more than anything, it's fun for everyone to check into.
Yeah, for sure. I guess over here now we have the...
We're getting kind of into the deadlift and squat rack platform area. This is almost like the meat and potatoes of the gym.
Yeah, these are the heavy hitters. This is what's getting used 95% of the time.
Behind us, we do have a couple, these are custom Strongman deadlift tires that we've made. We've got the
article on Massenomics.com tells you how to make the whole thing. And
very easy process, actually.
And a lot of people do that. We still get people reaching out to us all the time telling us that they found that article and use that to make them.
Titan wagon wheel deadlift wheels, and then like what we were talking about, more of the meat and potatoes.
Yeah, so the platform, the squat racks, a lot of this stuff is homemade. Like these platforms, this was built here. We have the custom Massenomics M painted on there, and then the frame around it too. Like
this is custom made frame.
Yeah, one of the members welded this whole thing together. So we got the band pegs.
Yeah, and the particular about this platform, this is a 6-foot deep platform, so it actually affects if you utilize the band pegs, it affects it differently than a typical 4-foot wide. You can get more tension out of the same band.
Yep. What is this, the Oki deadlift bar?
We have 3 deadlift bars. This is the Oki right here, and that's on the Titan deadlift jack. Back here stuffed in this corner is a bunch of boxes we have made. Nothing too special about any of those. Most of them, like I said, are homemade, but people use them for box squatting, box jumps.
Yeah, I think we have every height, like in 2-inch increments from about like 2 to 16 inches. I mean, there's a lot of boxes in there.
Yes, for sure.
This squat rack, though, this thing right here, this is maybe the most overbuilt piece of equipment in the entire gym. Is that safe to say?
Yeah, this is another one of those things that you do not like to have to move.
I mean, does it all together without weights on it, does it weigh 1,000 pounds?
I would guess it's probably got to be in the neighborhood of 1,000 pounds.
Yeah, it's SPS.
Yes, SPS, Sports Performance Series.
Yeah.
We don't know what that means. Yeah. We don't know what that means, but I do know what it means is that they make a very heavy squat rack. Yeah,
and this thing is super overbuilt. Yeah, you can't you can't budge this thing. Like, it's in place.
J-cap nylon rollers, and then it has the hooks on the outside too, so you can actually set up in 2 different spots. It's not actually abnormal to see 2 people squatting out of this rack at the same time.
Yeah, so this thing's been used a ton. Actually, back here we have some of our decorations for the gym. You know, decorations, we're all about that feng shui, that look, that style, Tanner. And banner here, this is made by the homies out at Nightmare Muscle.
Yeah.
They hooked us up with this one, or we got that one, and also the big M plate back here. Otherwise, another bench that gets used a lot, the Thompson Fat Pad. It's a favorite in the gym for sure.
Through Rogue. A couple other bars we missed over there. There's an axle bar, and then that other one in the rack is a Rogue Ohio bar, a boneyard bar. We've gotten a few boneyard bars and had really good luck with those through Rogue. They've all been.
And that one has more of the Olympic markings on it, right? Yeah.
Yes. And then this rack, the Cybex, this was the first full cage rack that we had, so this holds a special place in most of our hearts, I would say. But this one actually, just to give you an inside information, this one could go eventually. We could upgrade this one for a, we don't know exactly what yet, a different rack, maybe a Rogue.
Probably more of that standard rack you see nowadays though, where you get some more attachments, some of that fun stuff. But yeah, again, this thing has been solid for us. It was just like the other piece, it was bought used, and it's been used and abused, and it just keeps going.
No, it does. This one certainly has more of a wobble to it than the 1,000-pounder over here. That's part of why this would be the one to go. Another reason that we would look into getting, say, a Rogue or whatever, the 6-post monster type rack we would get, would be we're going to be doing more videos in the future here, so it gives us a lot of opportunity to add cool little things.
It does.
To review and to take a look at.
And with that, if you guys see anything in here you want us to do a review on, or want us to get something to do a review, leave us a comment, and we'll see what we can do. Track some of that stuff down.
Right on. Bar rack behind Tommy over here. This is mostly
jump
bars.
This bar rack has a special story. Now, every gym has their own little way of doing things. Here at Massenomics Gym, there's the code of the blue tape.
Yes.
And if it has the blue tape on it, there's a special sign on the wall, and that means that the blue tape barbells are the barbells that are either trash or have been damaged.
Yeah.
And those ones you can do rack pulls. If you're going to be reckless, those are the ones you're going to use.
Yes.
So yeah, for the most part, the neglected barbells live in this corner over here.
Other bar rack too. I don't know what the best way to showcase these are, but just run through them quick. We've got this camber bar, that's from Omni Fitness. Of course, the Lead FTS safety squat bar. Rogue Ohio deadlift bar, that's a boneyard version. Trap bar right here. This is another Olympic bar, that's from Omni Fitness. This is the generic Buffalo bar. Right here is, of course, our Texas squat bar. And then this last one in the corner here is the Elite FTS multi-grip or football bar, multi-press bar.
How many bars do we have altogether down here?
I would say we probably have close to 40.
Yeah, there's a good chance that if you want a bar and it's not down here, you probably don't need that one then.
Right. I'm always on the hunt for a new bar.
Yeah. It's one of those little things that, as far as the gym goes, it's not super expensive, but it can have a different, unique, or a different impulse on your training, different stimulus on your training.
For sure.
Right here we have another deadlift platform. This is another one of those homemade ones. And this is, what's this, the 4x8?
Yep, this is kind of the standard one that a lot of people build.
Yeah. And this is just a nice, slim, stream, no frills deadlift platform.
Yep, no band peg attachment on this one. And then we've got the Texas deadlift bar in the red Cerakote finish right here.
And we are a Texas Power. We're a Texas Power Bar kind of family over here.
We are a Texas Power Bar family. We are a Texas Power Bar gym. We've got a variety, but we always never stray too far from the Texas
we got a couple
bars.
of the power bars. We got the deadlift bar, and we got the squat bar. So we kind of have their main ones all.
Yeah. Bumper plate racks on both sides here, and then we've got a whole bunch. Actually, these plates, the Ivanko 50 kilogram plates.
Those are ones that, if anyone ever tries to sell you 50 kilo plates, the idea of it sounds so cool, and then in practice, 50 kilo plates are they're not.
Nobody uses these?
No, they're hard to hang on to. There's almost no lip. They're really heavy. 110 pounds isn't like the easiest thing to be moving around.
Right.
They're awesome to have. I'm glad we have them, but they don't leave that post very often.
No. Then we've got a bunch of wild assortment of clips here, Prolock, generic clamp ones, and then we've got a lot of these Rogue aluminum ones.
Those have been the favorite as of late, for sure.
Yes, big time.
Looking around, yeah, we got tons of banners on the wall. Like you'll see that everywhere on here. It's like a slow process of covering every inch of the gym wall with banners, so it's always moving along.
We've got this guy.
Yeah. Are there guys that actually box or hit
We've
things?
got a couple that are into that, and
Okay.
we got a couple punching bags, and
Yeah, the good guys over at Judd Who's hooked us up with some gear, so we rep them on the boxing dummy here.
right. He's no dummy though.
No dummy, no dummy. This is the Strongman corner. Strongman stuff is notoriously hard to store and organize. Would you agree, Tanner?
Definitely. We actually, within 6 months ago, did not have this near as well organized as what it's like today. We custom built this platform for all of our weird implements, for our logs and farmer's carry handles, and it works great. The reason the normal bar holders don't work is because the diameter of all these implements, you can't jam 9 of these into one of those little bar holders.
Yep.
So we made this out of wood, and it has actually hold up pretty well.
It looks great, and it's worked really well. Like I think we talked about on one of the podcasts how you built that, and it's worked surprisingly good.
We've got a variety of kegs. I don't know, we've got about 10 kegs around here. Circus dumbbell, yokes back here behind me, the Elite FTS Prowler sled, a variety of sandbags. We've got Rogue, Iron Mines,
Cerberus,
Strong Fit, ropes.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, everything. Sleds. Yeah, you got everything you need to, and enough room here that you can actually get some, whether it's yoke carries or drags
Farmer's
or
carry,
sled. Yeah, all that stuff. You have enough room to actually do it in the gym here.
Absolutely.
Over here, we have some. These are kind of some unique pieces. And we even have the banners to show it too. So we'd always do a Strongman, a Massenomics Strongman competition. It was more of an exhibition style event. It wasn't officially sanctioned or anything, but one year we did have a, max squat or max reps for 500 pounds?
Yeah, and it was we utilized the wagon wheels for the squat, and these were what they had to go down and touch to on each rep.
So we have these custom boxes, they look awesome.
And what they work well for now is we have these squat stands here, so they make for utilizing
good spotters.
Yeah, make a safety spotting stand for our otherwise no safety squat stands.
Yeah, and then with this squat, this is a kind of a homemade squat stand, right?
It's comparable to an IPF approved combo rack, I would say. Although this one does not really have a place to attach the bench to it, like you would see on those.
Was this made by a guy out of Minnesota?
This came out of Minnesota, I believe, and works really well. Bought it used, obviously, but a lot of people choose to squat out of this.
This does get used a surprising amount for squats. I'm always shocked when I see, basically every time I come in here, someone's using that thing.
Yeah, we've got the little, over here we've got the little, I think this is bigger, faster, stronger, or bigger, stronger, faster, whichever version of that.
Isn't the movie?
Yes, whichever one's not the movie is this rack. Little half rack, and I don't know, people overhead press out of this thing, do like strongman log pressing out of it. It's good for little utility movements, I would say.
Yep. And then we got boxes. These are mostly places where people sit, put their stuff.
Great holder for your cell phone and water bottle.
Yeah, that's the main use of that one right there.
Actually, anything in this gym, or almost any gym that's about this high in a flat surface, is excellent for setting your phone on.
It's just a bench at that point. And then finally, we have probably the most important part of any gym.
The bench corner.
Is the bench corner.
Yeah.
And this is actually more of the bench alley over here.
We do probably kind of have, relative to some other gyms, we have a pretty significant bench area of dedicated just straight up flat benches for bench pressing.
Yeah.
But I like it that way.
You gotta build the chest, right?
Yes, build the chest.
Big
exactly.
pecs, cash checks, as
That's
they
right.
say.
Yeah, as the banner says.
As the banner says. So this first one here, we have two. They're really similar. What's the official name? It's the Elite FTS.
I don't remember which version this is. They're slightly different versions. The biggest difference is this one has the band peg attachments and the headache rack, which that one doesn't have either of that. But they both do have the diamond plated spotter platforms. This one has the 14-inch wide bench. That one over there is the 12-inch wide.
But once you get used to that wider pad, there's no going back. So
yes.
And that spotter platform where you can actually get up on top of the person makes it significantly easier, adds that level of safety when people are going for some crazy benches.
Right. All right, should we check out the bars over here then?
Let's do it.
Okay, this vertical bar rack or horizontal bar rack that we've got right here showcases probably some of my favorite bars in the gym is what we keep over here. And should we start top to bottom?
Might as well.
This is the Earthquake bamboo bar from Barbell. Hang the bands with the kettlebells on the side of this.
Yeah, and this gets used a lot, and it gives you that pump in your shoulder. I don't think there's anything else that delivers a comparable pump like that when you're in a benched position.
No, and this is their Rhino Flex bar version of that. It doesn't, you put actual weights on this rather than hanging from bands. I mean, I suppose you could use bands, but so it provides some of this feel. Only you can get some of it, but put a little more weight on.
It's like benching, but it's softer on the joints is probably the easiest way to describe that.
The Duffalo bar from Chris Duffin at Kabuki. The Kabuki Power Bar from Chris Duffin.
Yep. We're like missing one or two from that Kabuki set. We got to round out. But.
Actually, we've got the trap bar on the way. So we need the Transformer and the Cadillac still.
Then we got the full Kabuki set.
Yes. Right here we've got this is the 45-pound Rogue Ohio bar in black Cerakote finish.
This is our only fully black one, right?
I think so, yes.
Yeah. So it's a cool look, mix up the colors a little bit.
Yep, and this next one below is another Rogue Ohio Power Bar. This is the 20-kilogram version on this one, though. The IPF approved one. One on the bottom here is a Texas Power Bar. We've got another Texas Power Bar over there. Right here below my feet are our bench blocks and our bench boards.
Yep, and homemade boards.
What these actually get used for is cell phone tripods.
Yeah, it's the best phone tripod in the game right there.
Yes.
And that's a piece of equipment that gets used all the time, and it is never for its intended purpose.
What's funny though is that these are both marketed and made to be bench board blocks, but yet both of them make for good tripods.
They do.
They don't get used what they're made for, but both of them are great cell phone tripods.
Yeah, we do have some other, we have some kettlebells over there, some weight releasers, things like that.
A note on weights, I guess we didn't talk about our weights too much, but we have like 10,000 pounds of weights. We've got a variety of what those come in. We've got a bunch
Most bought pre-pandemic.
Yes, yes.
Before everything was going on.
Thank God. We've got Yorks, quite a few of them are older Yorks, milled Yorks that we've got. We've got a lot of the cheaper standard 45-pound plates. Recently we've got some plates from the Strength Co, which are awesome.
And first impressions they're nice.
I do think we'll have another video where we go into the Strength Co plates a little bit more deeply soon, so stay on the lookout for that. And then over there we have the calibrated Rogue set of plates. Some Rogue
calibrated plates too. So yeah, they all get used quite a bit. I mean, even calibrated plates, guys are always using those.
Yeah.
That last Elite bench is over here, but this thing right here. The piece de resistance, I believe, as the French say. And this is a piece of equipment here.
Yes.
This is a finely engineered marvel, I think is the best word for it.
Made by our friends at Go Strong Equipment out of Iowa, fellow Midwesterners. And they are no strangers to manufacturing a pretty sweet piece of lifting equipment.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. There's no doubt about that. We've had this thing for a couple months now.
Yeah.
And this thing is used nonstop. People love this thing. Benching, squatting, it's just, they thought it all through with this thing. They really did.
The white on this actually glows in the dark.
Yeah, this is the custom Massenomics edition, as you can see with the laser cut logo down in the bottom. We have a few other touches of hidden logos and branding on here, but yeah, the white paint does actually glow in the dark, which I didn't know that was a thing.
I was thinking this is the Cadillac of bench presses, but I don't think Cadillac is really the right comparison. What would you is it like Lamborghini or
but see, it's got to be American made, so that's where it gets tough. Maybe there's just no comparison.
There is no comparison. That's probably true.
Yeah, Ghost is in a league of their own. So if you can afford it, this thing is amazing, and you won't be disappointed. But this is also something that's not going to be in the price range of most people, especially in the home gym setting.
Right. It does have the Ghost patented return rollers, which are super cool. I do think we need to do a full look at this bench at some point in time.
I think we'll get that on the list for sure. All right, guys, that's the gym tour, Massenomics 2021. Tanner, what do you think?
Well, I was excited to show it off. We've done a few little gym tours in the past, but this is really the first one that we're fully showcasing what we've got at Massenomics Gym. And if you don't know, maybe this is your first time finding us, we do have the Massenomics podcast. We've been putting that out every single week now for over
250 weeks and counting.
Almost 5 years.
Yeah.
Maybe by the time you've seen this, we've done it for 5 years, 6 years, who knows. But please check us out on anywhere you find podcasts. You can find that, or on our YouTube channel. We've got full video of every episode there.
Yeah, I think that's it.
I think that's it. Thanks
All right.
for coming.
Peace.